Hi, fellow Rotarians. I'm Ryder Taff, the District 6820 Grants Chair, and we've slimmed down and redesigned the grant application this year. So hopefully we will get to see the exciting projects that y'all have in mind sooner and get the money out to you faster. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the application. First, I would say do not neglect this process and procedures page. These are some of the most important points, and if you do not follow these points, then that makes it more difficult for us to get funds to you and even get funds from Rotary International. The first thing I want to point out, this is something that comes up every year, is that we get this money from Rotary International based on what clubs in our districts have given before. So this technically is money that we gave 3 years ago that is coming back to us. So if your club has given generously in the past, then there's a lot more money for our district. And sometimes that means we can support clubs that are growing in their ambitions. But absolutely do consider what have you given in the past as an idea of what sort of scale of projects might you get a grant for. Also, we actually have to apply for this information very early in the year. We have to apply for it before the Rotary year starts. So if you are already thinking of projects that you want to undertake next year, go ahead and get those applications to us. Again, we have simplified the application for you, so hopefully it will be a lot easier and quicker for y'all as well. I do want this to be a painless process for you. I know when I was doing grant applications for our club, I was always wondering, what do they want to know? What do they want to see on the form? I want to make that easy for you. One of the most important things that you include is a budget. We are using Rotary International's money, and they want to make sure that we're being good stewards of their money. So we need y'all to keep track of what you are doing and what you expect to be doing with the money. Sometimes we get applications that simply say $1,000 for goods or tools or something like that. Give us as much detail as possible. You will need to, of course, keep track of your money, and you'll need to produce that final report for us anyway. Speaking of final reports, this is an important part of it. We need to have that within 30 days of the completion of the project. We have the template in this PDF, but we also need copies of your receipts, your accounting. We need to see how your publicity was done. Your publicity is required because we want everyone to know that Rotary funded this project. This can be as simple as a good Facebook post. Some people promote things in their local papers. Some people get media mention in other ways. So we want to see your publicity plan, and we want to see the publicity that you got. Everything else is a little simpler. These are the key things that we needed for these grant applications. So obviously with the grant application, you want to start with your club name and project name and when you think you're going to get the project done. I get it. Sometimes people just know we're going to get the dictionary project done in a couple of months' time. Give us some estimates. No pressure to get the exact date on there. We're all friendly people here at 6820. We want to know what the project is, location, objectives, what Rotarians are doing besides contributing money. Are y'all volunteering? Are y'all painting a fence? Are you distributing dictionaries? Are you teaching children how to use virtual reality so that they can get jobs in manufacturing? Those are all sorts of projects that we see, and we just want to know what the project is. Does it make sense for Rotary to do this project? That's what we're looking at. Describe your publicity plan. So again, are you doing press releases? Are you doing interviews on TV? Are you just posting about it on Facebook? We want to see what is your publicity plan so that we have an expectation of how the public is going to know that Rotary did this project. And of course, super important, we want to see a budget. We've got a little template here so you can go ahead and fill out what the items are, where you're getting them, and how much you expect that to cost. This is really important because we typically will grant out 50% of the project. So the club puts up $1 and we put up $1. This is where you can add all that up in a nice and easy way. With all of these questions, you can put that in the body of an email. You can put it in a Word document. You can get it to us in any other way, but these are the three key questions we need to know. What are you doing? How much is it going to cost? And how are people going to know that Rotary was involved? That's what we want to see here. Of course, you will need some signatures here. The club president, project contact will both need to sign. This can be, I understand that you have an incoming president, you want the 2025-26 club president, and we need a contact for the project who is going to see the whole thing through. And of course, tell us where to mail the check. Of course, a lot of you, we already have your information on file, but we do want to know who's supposed to be receiving the money, who can we follow up with if there's any issues. This is where we approve your grant. And the final report is going to be very important, particularly that financial report. Again, we are stewards of Rotary International's money. And so we need to keep careful track of the money that you spent so that we have that information available if they request it. We also want to see, what did your publicity look like? We want to see it. We're proud of you too. And then lastly, you are signing to confirm that you did this project and you didn't embezzle any of our money. And that is essentially the entire application, as well as that grant final report. The only other thing in this packet is the memorandum of understanding. As you see, if you filled out these before, we've put it all on one page this time. And this is essentially all of the Rotary International requirements, essentially saying that you are going to be a good steward of the money. And if you have any excess money at the end of the project, you can return that to us. You will return that to us. And that is the extent of the application. I hope that it's an easier process for everybody this year. And again, please remember, don't sweat too much about what you're putting on these applications, as long as they are true details. We particularly want to know, again, what the project is, how much it's going to cost, and how people are going to know that Rotary was involved. So thank you so much, and I look forward to hearing what y'all have going on next year.